It's a Terrible Day for Rain by Serena. The Bridlewood Forest was bathed in the warm hues of the setting sun as Izzy Moonbow trotted along its winding paths. The air was filled with the soothing sounds of nature, the rustle of leaves, the gentle hum of insects, and the distant babbling of a brook. Izzy, a vibrant unicorn with a shimmering multicoloured mane, had spent the day with her friends, sharing laughter and creating beautiful crafts under the dappled sunlight. As she strolled along the forest trail, her heart brimming with the joy of companionship, her gaze fell upon the horizon where dark clouds gathered. As a metaphorical storm brewed beneath her seemingly eternal smile. Another amazing day, she thought, her eyes fixed on the looming clouds. But behind her cheerful exterior, Izzy grappled with a silent struggle. She often felt as though she wore a mask painted with the brightest colours to hide the shadows that danced within her. The forest path curved gently, leading Izzy deeper into the heart of Bridlewood. The soft ground beneath her hooves was damp from previous rain, and the scent of petrichor filled the air. Unbeknownst to her friends, Izzy had become adept at hiding her internal struggles. To them she was the embodiment of happiness, the source of infectious positivity that brightened even the gloomiest days. As the first raindrops began to fall, Izzy quickened her pace, her hooves creating a soft rhythm on the forest floor. The once joyful melody of birdsong was replaced by the pattering of raindrops on leaves. A few drops landed on Izzy's multicoloured mane, creating a shimmering cascade that matched the vibrant hues of the forest around her. In the distance, a large, ancient tree stood proudly, its gnarled branches reaching out like protective arms. Izzy decided to seek shelter beneath its leafy canopy, hoping to escape both the rain and the shadows that clung to her. "Rain, rain, go away, come again another day," she sang softly to herself, trying to lift her spirits. The rain, however, persisted, and Izzy found herself lost in thought. She gazed at the droplets sliding down the leaves, each one reflecting the dim light like a tiny prism. It was then that she began to reflect on her own inner turmoil. "Izzy, you've got to keep smiling," she whispered to herself. "You're the only one who brings joy to others. Don't let them see the storm within." She closed her eyes, her mind retracing the events of the day. The laughter, the shared creativity, the bonds formed, they were all genuine, yet a gnawing doubt lingered in the recesses of her mind. Izzy was a master of concealing her struggles, an artist in the craft of masking her true emotions. Her friends saw the radiant Izzy, but only she knew the tempest that raged beneath her colourful exterior. As the rain intensified, Izzy huddled closer to the tree, seeking solace in its protective embrace. Thunder rumbled in the distance, a low growl that resonated with the turmoil within her heart. A single tear mingled with the raindrops on her cheeks as she confronted the daunting truth. She needed to confront her own insecurities. As Izzy stood beneath the sheltering branches of the ancient tree, the rain continued its gentle dance on the leaves, emphasizing the soft murmur of her contemplative words. "Why do I always feel like I'm not enough?" The question echoed through the quiet forest, as if triggered by the raindrops. The memories began to trickle into Izzy's mind like rivulets forming in the soil. In the theatre of her thoughts, scenes of her past unfolded, vivid and haunting. Izzy remembered the days when she was just a little foal, eager to fit in with the other unicorn ponies in Bridlewood. As a child, she had a penchant for crafting imaginative wonders with her hooves. She would sculpt clouds into fantastical shapes and paint rainbows that seemed to touch the sky. Her creations were unique, a burst of creativity that set her apart. But fitting in was an elusive dream. The other unicorns excelled at more traditional endeavours, playing with rocks, slumbering, and displaying feats of laid-backness that adhered to the norms of their community. Izzy's energetic crafting, though impressive, was unconventional, and the other foals and fillies often raised their eyebrows at her colourful, whimsical creations. Flashback to a sunny afternoon in Bridlewood, where a group of young unicorns practiced their stretching exercises. Izzy focused on lifting a small cluster of flowers in front of her. She carefully intertwined the flowers, creating a mesmerizing display for a pony to lay. The other foals and fillies giggled, exchanging bemused glances. "Izzy, that's not how you're supposed to do it," one of them remarked, a subtle smirk playing on their lips. Izzy's heart sank, a pang of inadequacy settling within her chest. She was different, and no matter how hard she tried, the traditional antics of the other unicorns eluded her grasp. Her creations were met with polite smiles and hesitant praise, but she sensed the subtle undercurrent of disapproval. Another memory surfaced, this time in a bustling market square where unicorns displayed their marketing prowess. Izzy, determined to prove herself, attempted to showcase her unique talents. She conjured a dazzling display of lanterns that lit up the square with an array of colours. The crowd watched, initially intrigued. However, as Izzy's lanterns painted the sky with a kaleidoscope of hues, she overheard whispers of criticism. "It's not safe. Pegasi could see us," someone scoffed, and soon the murmurs grew louder, drowning out the beauty of her creation. The weight of not being enough, of not fitting the mould, pressed down on Izzy's shoulders. The rain in her storm seemed to intensify as she recalled these moments of rejection. The smile she wore, the laughter she shared, it was her way of deflecting the pain that came from never quite meeting the expectations of those around her. "I don't fit the mould of what a perfect unicorn should be," Izzy mused, her voice carrying the weight of years of self-doubt. The rain mirrored the tears she shed within, unseen by those who only saw the facade of perpetual happiness. With each step through the forest, the memories continued to unfold. There were more instances where Izzy felt the sting of not measuring up, the ache of being different. Izzy Moonbow, the eternal optimist. She scoffed at herself, her voice tinged with bitterness. She looked up at the cloudy sky above. But who am I when the laughter fades and the craft projects end? What am I left with when the sun sets on Bridlewood? The raindrops provided no answers, but voicing her inner thoughts seemed to wash away some of the weight she carried. Izzy took a deep breath, the cool, damp air filling her lungs. She continued confiding in her friends, letting them glimpse the vulnerable soul beneath the vibrant exterior. Yet, the fear of burdening them with her struggles held her back. In the shelter of the ancient tree, The rain continued its rhythmic dance on the leaves, creating a soothing yet melancholic melody. Izzy Moonbow, the energetic unicorn, sat amidst the symphony of raindrops, her usually vibrant demeanor replaced by a contemplative stillness. The persistent rain mirrored the storm within her, an unrelenting companion to Izzy's inner monologue. Droplets cascaded down the branches above, forming a shimmering curtain that veiled the world beyond. In the quiet solitude, the ancient tree stood as a silent witness to Izzy's internal struggle. As she sat on the damp ground, the cool earth beneath her hooves seemed to absorb the essence of her uncertainty. The gentle pattering of raindrops on the leaves provided a backdrop to the tumultuous thoughts echoing in her mind. Izzy's multicolored mane, once a vibrant display of her optimism, now clung to her neck, its colors muted by the veil of rain. With each raindrop a question surfaced, challenging the validity of her own happiness. Was it genuine, or merely a facade she wore to shield herself and others from the depths of her struggles? The rain intensified as if the heavens themselves were weeping in resonance with Izzy's internal turmoil. I bring so much joy to others, but what about myself? She pondered, her voice a mere whisper amid the rain's persistent cadence. The sheltering branches overhead formed a lattice of shadows, casting patterns of complexity that mirrored the intricate emotions weaving through Izzy's heart. The forest, once a sanctuary of laughter and shared creativity, now became a theatre for self-reflection. In the distance, thunder grumbled, a distant echo of the uncertainty churning within her. As the rain intensified, so did the storm within Izzy. She wrestled her emotions like a tempest at sea, questioning the very foundation of her perpetual smile. Was it merely a mask, a shield against the judgment she feared? Or did it genuinely reflect upon the radiance of her spirit? Izzy Moonbow's contemplation extended into the murky waters of her own self-worth. A haunting uncertainty clung to her thoughts, causing her to question whether she truly deserved a life filled with happiness. In moments of vulnerability, she grappled with the idea that, as just a random unicorn in the vast tapestry of existence, perhaps she didn't merit the joy that others seemingly took for granted. It bewildered her how some ponies effortlessly embraced the belief that they deserved happiness, navigating through life with a sense of entitlement she couldn't comprehend. The weight of her own doubts made her wonder whether she had earned the right to cherish each day, or if, at times, the prospect of a last day lingered as a dark contemplation in the corners of her mind. The rain intensified, blurring the boundary between the external storm and the internal gale. It became a cathartic release, allowing Izzy to confront the shadows that lurked beneath her colourful exterior. Each raindrop seemed to carry a fragment of her doubts, washing them away only to reveal deeper layers of vulnerability. In the shelter of the ancient tree, Izzy's self-doubt echoed in the hollow spaces between the branches. The air was thick with a sense of unease, as if the very essence of the forest sympathized with her struggle. The rain, now a torrent, became a deluge, threatening to drown her in a sea of her own emotions. I can't keep pretending, she admitted to the rain, her words lost in the drumming cadence. The raindrops became tears, each one a silent acknowledgement of the pain she had concealed for so long. The ancient tree, a stoic guardian, absorbed the essence of her confusion, its branches cradling her like a compassionate friend. As Izzy sat beneath the sheltering branches, the storm within her began to ebb. The rain, though persistent, transformed from a symbol of despair into a cleansing force. It washed away the layers of self-doubt, leaving behind a pony stripped bare, vulnerable yet resilient. The rain-soaked night became a canvas for Izzy's internal exploration. The thunder above seemed to applaud her courage, and the raindrops, now a gentle drizzle, whispered tales of renewal. In the aftermath, Izzy felt a strange serenity, as if the storm within had cleared the path for a brighter dawn. With a deep breath, Izzy Moonbow rose from her shelter, her steps carrying the weight of newfound understanding. The rain, having served its purpose, now subsided, leaving the forest in a state of calm. The ancient tree, having witnessed the raw authenticity of Izzy's vulnerability, stood tall as a silent guardian. Despite the shadows that clung to her, Izzy Moonbow harboured a resilient spirit within, acknowledging the enduring nature of her internal struggles. She understood that the journey towards self-acceptance might be an ongoing battle, yet beneath the weight of doubt, she found a wellspring of strength. With a quiet determination, Izzy committed to facing the storms within her with unwavering resilience. She knew that the echoes of her intrusive mind would persist, but she vowed to be strong, to keep trying, and to paint her world with the radiant hues of her indomitable spirit. Even in the rain, she chose to smile, a testament to her courage in the face of the tempest within. As she ventured back to the moonlit meadow, the rain-kissed grass welcomed her with a softness that spoke of renewal. The storm had passed, and Izzy, though still surrounded by the lingering fragrance of petrichor, felt a profound sense of clarity. The night had been a journey through the rain, a cleansing that paved the way for self-acceptance, and the acknowledgement that even in the midst of storms, rainbows could emerge. Author's note. In a world saturated with curated images of seemingly flawless lives, it's easy to wonder how others navigate the complexities that remain hidden behind the smiles. The truth is, the more people grapple with self-doubt, relentless self-criticism, and internal battles than we might realize, I believe in fostering a culture of openness, honesty, and empathy. The journey through self-discovery can be isolating, and we should aim to break the silence surrounding the struggles many face. Let's encourage a world where authenticity is celebrated, where the veneer of perfection is shed, and where individuals find solace in knowing they're not alone. Together, let's create a world where empathy bridges the gaps, and the strength to persevere is found in shared stories. You are not alone in this journey. Heart emoji.